Hey everybody, Will Fix here. You know I believe in prosperity, and I believe prosperity is a part of an abundant life, and I believe we've been giving life and that more abundantly. So let's sit back, spend some time together, and hopefully you'll like the content today. If you do, please like and subscribe. I definitely want it to be entertaining and informative and, interesting in some kind of a way. And today shouldn't be any different. Today, I'm going to give a response to a video that I'm neither for nor against this video. I'm just kind of reporting it, but I am going to make some comments. And really what I want to know is, what do you think about this video? And it's a response to this video by Allin Crypto, A-L-L-I-N Crypto, and the title of his video is "The U.S. government is about to choose Ripple XRP to issue a digital dollar." Okay, now he chose those words carefully, and he means just what it says, not a stable coin, but that he's saying and believing that XRP is going to issue a digital dollar. And this has gotten a ton of views. He's got 53,000 views in 5 days, which is enormous. That is a ton of views for a channel his size, and really anybody's size. That's a lot of views. So we're gonna spend some time. This will probably be about around a 20-minute video, and we'll give our best response to it. But like I said, I want to hear from you on this. Please, in the description, give me your thoughts as we go through this. Let's go ahead and begin.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. All in Crypto here, and today we are going to be talking about the polarizing XRP, and I'm going to be potentially putting forward what may be a catalyst to see the technical macro pattern that we're looking at for XRP playing out. And I am, of course, referring to a not too distant announcement that was made by Ripple in regards to enabling and facilitating a US stablecoin. In fact, I don't just think it was a US dollar stablecoin that they announced, but the potential for a suite of stablecoins to be enabled using XRP. This is absolutely huge news. And the first thing that I want to do is dive over to the XRP chart and just remind people what it is that we are looking at. We are looking at a repeat of the technical pattern that led to 2017's mega pump. I believe XRP is setting up in a very similar fashion. I think the lawsuit was essentially brought forward to keep the little guys out of what potentially could play a major role in the payment infrastructure of tomorrow. And of course, I'm talking about XRP. The chair of the BIS come out and say that the financial system needs a major overhaul, and it needs to utilize some of the technologies available today. And they are, without a shadow of a doubt, talking about blockchain. And actually, the fact that XRP back in the prior bull market didn't go on and put in a new all-time high may be a blessing, not a curse. It's certainly a curse to anybody that's been in XRP for a long time, like I have. Just to be totally transparent, I own XRP. XRP is not a large part of my portfolio. It's less than 5%, but it's one of those cryptocurrencies that I'd rather get caught with than without, certainly if it's going to play a role in tomorrow's financial system. So
all right, I just had to stop him. I was waiting for him to breathe. So the first thing that he said here that might be a point to talk about, and one that I don't necessarily agree with, he pretty much said that he believed the lawsuit was basically a conspiracy or a fake lawsuit, or maybe he didn't use conspiracy or fake lawsuit, but he said the purpose was to keep the little guy out. So he's contending that that was done just for the sole purpose of you and I not being able to participate if you're a little guy like me. Yeah, I'm 6'4", 250 pounds, but you know what I mean. I'm not like that other guy that he just showed on there who looks like Humpty Dumpty. Anyway, so that's the first point of contention that I might have with this. I don't believe that all this is smoke and mirrors. That's a lot of conspiracy going on. That's a lot of involvement and a lot of planning that would easily have a leak or have a problem. So that we may find out one day that that was true. You may believe that that is a conspiracy that's true, that all this is just made up to delay and squash the price. I have seen other people believe that. Let's continue on and see what else he says. As you guys know, I use the Decent wallet. I've used several wallets, mini wallets, about 5 different wallets I've used. This is by far the best in my opinion. It's easy to use. It's as safe as you keep your seed phrase. You can put all of your coin in there. All of the ones that I need are in there, and it's simple. On the Nano Ledger, I had to create a wallet and do some weird stuff to get some coin in there. It just felt uncomfortable. This is really easy. It also will Bluetooth with your phone, and the app that they provide that you can download, you get the whole screen of your phone to use to view your coin. They have trading tools on there as well. And I don't know if you've seen, but they also have a card. Study the card and see if that fits your needs. Anyway, use the link in the description. It'll save you some money if you need a wallet, and it's there for you to use.
We are looking for a catalyst, and we've spoken about a few. We've spoken about the actual usage of XRP in regards to the global remittance markets, which trade around about $7 trillion daily in terms of volume. Any kind of light usage, $1 trillion worth of volume going through XRP's ledger would see the price skyrocket astronomically and actually see that technical pattern take place. And I know what you guys are thinking. You've heard this all before. You've listened to loads of XRP YouTubers. Well, we are not one of those. We are only paying attention and starting to come out and make XRP content due to the technical significance of where it's at. And we are looking at some of the catalysts and putting some of the pieces together in regards to why its price may do what we believe is technically being signaled so far.
Okay, so I have to also come in here, and he is just another YouTuber. He's tried to more qualify himself. People do this all the time by qualifying themselves, saying that they don't have a motive, to do this, and blah blah blah. But that doesn't justify his position, nor does it justify the set of dominoes that he's describing are falling in a direction to prove his point. Yet it's still something that needs to be observed and listened to. So let's continue to listen. So
XRP, of course, recently announced that they were going into the stablecoin field. And why wouldn't they? This is a $150 billion industry. Tether just last week actually released their quarterly earnings, and they were insane. Tether are making more money than a lot of US banks out there. However, Tether is not a US company. Right now, XRP is going through the legal rigmarole of being classed as a non-security. I should say Brad, Chris, and of course, Ripple as a company are going through that rigmarole. But I think so far they're very much winning and prevailing. I think they're going to continue to win and prevail. And I think this is going to put them in a position to be almost a unicorn-like stock when they do eventually go public for the United States. One of the reasons the United States is as powerful as it is due to the companies that come from it. Why do you think China bans a lot of these companies, and vice versa? Why do you think we do a similar thing?
Okay, so he's mentioned a couple other things here about why XRP would want to come up with a stable coin. Well, there's multiple reasons that they would want to do so. One is they can handle it. Two is USDT has been wavering for a long time in people's eyes because they don't come through with a clear audit. And what is there, 5-6 people that run the whole thing, and there's just a lot of question there. And so it looks like an opportunity for XRP to take. Sorry about that. So it does look like an opportunity for them to take. So it doesn't mean that XRP is trying to do something that the United States and them have collaborated on, and so then they're coming up with all this guise to look like, you know, they're keeping the small man out and all of those things. I just wanted to interject in there. XRP has many reasons to make a stable coin, and he is directing everything towards his narrative, and that's fine. I still could support his narrative because it is a possibility, but I wouldn't put all of my money into his corner on this particular deal. So let's go ahead and listen to a little bit more what he has to say.
The US maintains its position as a global leader for a number of reasons. One of the main ones is the fact that if you look at all the big tech companies, they all come out of the United States. And actually, Ripple, I think, is going to gain similar status to that through the usage of their XRP token in enabling a new financial system. We see lots of clues that this essentially might be the case. Now, we had an executive order that was actually signed in March the 9th, 2022. That was a bad time for the cryptocurrency space from a price point of view. And this is President Biden to sign executive order on ensuring responsible development of digital assets. And you can see some of the main topics in the order were protect US customers, investors and businesses, protect US and global financial stability, and mitigate systemic risk. You can see mitigate the illicit finance and national security risk posed by the illicit use of digital assets. It then goes on to say, and this is the interesting one, promote US leadership in technology and economic competitiveness to reinforce US leadership in the global financial system.
Okay, so yes, this says that, but a CBDC would accomplish this, wouldn't it? Now, a CBDC is probably not going to be made by Ripple, could be made by Ripple, but it would be on the private ledger, meaning it would affect XRP's pricing, but it wouldn't be literally XRP. It would be whatever they call the CBDC currency. So these things can be true and are true with or without XRP. Wouldn't you agree?
Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is why I think XRP is going to do very, very well. And another one, of course, is explore US central bank digital currencies, which they're already doing, and to support technological advancements and ensure responsible development of the use of digital assets. We know that Biden and the US government essentially want to maintain at the forefront of the global financial system.
Here I have to disagree with him. Biden has hired people that do not want the dollar as the world reserve currency. There's a whole nother study on that, but there's several people that he has hired that even have written books about not being the world reserve currency, that don't believe in that whole narrative. So I don't. So I can't correspond with him on this. I can't. Concur with him on this particular point. But let's continue to listen.
And they are not going to be able to do that without digitizing. And this is where I think XRP and Ripple step in. Right now, the largest stablecoin in the world is currently Tether. And let's dive over and take a listen to what Brad Garlinghouse had to say in regards to Tether, where it's currently out. And then this, of course, relates to the executive order that we just spoke about. And if you look at how Ripple are positioned, they're a US company. They have no plans to actually migrate outside the US. They want to be a US company. They're very proud of that. And they're currently going through the rigmarole in regards to regulatory clarity. And I think there's a little bit of shenanigans going on there in regards to perhaps keeping the little guys out with the lawsuit and this whole pantomime that's going on with the SEC. But let's listen to what Brad himself had to say in regards to Tether. This brought up a hell of a lot of controversy, and of course Tether's CEO himself actually replied to this, as you would expect. Let's dive into the clip.
Of course, 100%. I just don't know exactly what it is. The only one that's going to be an interesting one to watch, and I don't even know how he calls a black swan, because I feel like black swan by definition can't really be like predicted. Oh, didn't see that happening.
Yeah.
The U.S. government is going after Tether. That is clear to me. I view Tether as a very important part of the ecosystem.
The US government is going after Tether, and they are indeed, for the same reasons that they wouldn't approve a Bitcoin spot ETF until they got CZ and largely Binance out of the way of. It is absolutely of vital importance that the US maintain a role, a central role in tomorrow's digitized world, which is going to use blockchain as its underlying rails. I believe they're going to choose XRP to do that, and I think this is technically, this big macro pattern that we're looking at is technically signaling what is to come. And the US government are indeed looking at Tether. They don't want the world's largest US dollar stablecoin issuer to be outside of the US. We saw Senator Lummis, who is actually very crypto friendly, come out not too long ago and say, I would choose Circle. She said she would choose them over Tether, and she'd advise other people to do the same. We also have, of course, the dreaded Elizabeth Warren, who has been calling them out left, right and center. And ultimately, the US government is not going to want the largest issuer of their currency in a digital form being outside of the US. And who better to enable the US's role in the global financial system than Ripple, an American company which is currently going through the rigmarole of legal clarity because they are adamant they want to stay within the United States and ultimately help the US be a leader. And the fact that they announced their stablecoin at the same time when Tether started to come under a lot of heat, to me seemed like too much of a coincidence. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is largely the video. I thought it was very important to bring up that prior executive order, because one of the main takeaways that I saw there when it comes to Ripple is the fact that they want to maintain their status and ensure a leader in the financial and sort of digital world. They are only going to be able to do that by leveraging a company that is already doing that.
Now, so here's some aspects that he may not have thought about. Now, depending on what direction you believe the future is going to be, it looks like governments are getting tighter and more Marxist, more communistic, more control over money. Now, the blessing would be if the United States went with Ripple and XRP. Because if a company was in charge of it, we probably wouldn't have to be concerned with some aspects unless the government worked out a deal where then they could program the money. Because we know in the future they would want to program the money, which it'll start off being, well, we want to program it just like they program food stamps. You can only buy certain things. You can only, you can't just go and buy just beer, with it. So I could see them wanting to program the money in certain respects for certain things, for, whatever it is they want to program it for. And that'll initially look smart and look well. And then that can turn ugly over time, just depending on how things go with the government. So the government probably would want to maintain control over the currency, because that is the largest exported good of the entire country is the US dollar. I don't see them turning the United States dollar over to XRP. So they may use XRP but still maintain control through a private ledger thing if they were to use XRP. But I'm not thinking that's going to be the case, because the issuance of treasuries and different things, I just see that being something they're not going to want to relinquish. What do you think? Do you think that they will relinquish that, or you think it'll be a mixture? So if you think it's going to be completely government controlled, the CBDC currency of the United States, put full control. If you think it'll be a mix, put the word mix. If you think they're going to relinquish it to where it's kind of like free, completely free, then put the word free, or just tell me in the comments. But I wanted to be able to scroll through and kind of get a quick read. Now let's listen to the last part of his video.
And Ripple, in my opinion, are in the #1 position for a number of reasons to essentially enable that. So, very interesting. This is just a possibility. in regards to what could see that super spike that I think is coming for XRP take place. XRP holders will eventually be right, just like gold bugs, although gold bugs, you could argue, look at gold's price over years, it has actually been a hedge against the US dollar. You'd have been better off holding gold than you would a US dollar. So bit of a bad analogy, but I do think XRP holders eventually will be right. XRP hasn't stayed within the top 10. It hasn't continued to gain partnerships throughout this whole time, just to turn out to be a nothing burger. And hang in there, ladies and gentlemen. I know XRP is polarizing. We are not, and I understand why people get annoyed with XRP because of the nonsense YouTubing and media outlets when it comes to XRP and the consistent lies and never-ending rabbit holes that they take you down. But what I am saying is, look at how XRP is technically setting up, and look at some of the catalysts that are lying around right now that could see what we're technically looking at actually taking place. Ladies and gentlemen, that is all I've got for you in this video. I want to know...
All right, so he said it himself. He is saying that XRP set it up. I don't think XRP set it up where the SEC would come after them. I just don't believe that narrative. I don't believe that the SEC has good intentions and that they're working together to make it look like the SEC is against them and to keep out the little guy, because they could have just kept the whole thing secret. So this is preempting a secret by then trying to kick the little guy out, and then the secret will be revealed, and then they were successful at it. You know, that doesn't even seem like a decent plan. But I do understand how we put conspiracies together. We try to see the dominoes fall, and it's easy to not trust the entire big picture. But, you know, you may not agree with my response, but thought it was interesting to share. Thank you for spending time with me. Please like and subscribe. Have a good day.